Welcome to the 2008th grade promotion. Together we have prepared for this part of our lives when we would be entering high school. And tonight, we will be taking that next step in our education. In the years to come, we will be meeting new people, making new friends, and taking on new responsibilities. We will be leaving cherished memories behind from elementary and junior high, but we will make new ones in high school. And as they say in the song Graduation, as we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever. Keep on thinking that it's not goodbye. Keep on thinking that the time to fly. Thank you all for coming, and please enjoy the ceremony.
It is my privilege and honor tonight to introduce to you at this time Mr. Kyra, Vice President of Blackhawk College, for our promotion address.
Is he Callie down there? How's Callie with you?
Thank you, Mr. Buck, and good evening. Congratulations to you, the 8th grade graduates, and congratulations to you parents and family members who have provided encouragement and support to these graduates throughout the years. Encouragement and support from family members is very important. I know this from personal experience. For 1 year ago, I was going through the interviewing process for the position of Vice President of East Campus. Throughout this interviewing process, my wife was very supportive. In fact, she kept telling me that even if I wasn't selected to be Vice President of East Campus, I would still always be Vice President at home. Graduates, I want you to know that I do have something in common with all of you. I too graduated from 8th grade. But I won't tell you when I graduated, but I will give you a hint. I was in 8th grade when President Kennedy was shot, so you'll have to think back to your history class to remember what year that was. Probably qualifies as ancient history. As you graduate, I am sure that each of you have many different thoughts as you experience this important moment of your lives. These thoughts probably range from thinking about how great it is that the school year has come to an end, thinking about the things you plan to do this summer, thinking about how you'll miss seeing your classmates every day, and I'm sure you're thinking about missing seeing your teachers every day. You're thinking about boyfriends or girlfriends, thinking about earning some money this summer, thinking about what high school will be like next year, what being a freshman will be like, and thinking about if Mr. Buck will have any new rules for high school and many other thoughts. But graduates, have you given any thoughts to your values? Research studies indicate that children adopt the values of the parents as they're growing up until about the age of 13. At about the age of 13, young people begin to develop their own values. These values may at times be at odds with mom and dad's values, and this is part of what contributes to what some describe as the turbulent teenage years. I'm sure all of you are aware of this. However, if you haven't given this much thought, I encourage you to do so. Your values are a major factor in guiding you as you make decisions about your life. Determining what is important to you in life will greatly influence how you live your life. I remember one of my first experiences of a clash of values with my parents. During the summer after I graduated from 8th grade, I worked for neighbors, baling hay, walking bean fields, and other similar jobs, and I was paid the handsome sum of $1 an hour. With the money I earned, I purchased some new blue jeans, Levi blue jeans. Back in the olden days, they were $5 a pair, and I splurged about 2 pairs. My mother thought I was being very extravagant for buying such expensive clothes. You see, at that time when my parents bought blue jeans for me and my brothers and sisters, they usually bought them at Sears, Roebuck and Company, and the name brand there were Roebuck jeans. But I liked the style of the Levi jeans and made the decision to pay $1 more for them. Quite obviously, I was developing a point of view different from my parents based upon differing values. My parents lived through the Great Depression of the 1930s, and finding any possible way to save money was very important to them. I still remember my mother telling me, "Well, I sure hope that you'll always have a job that pays enough for you to afford expensive clothes.
Chill.
My mother's challenge to find a job that pays enough to afford expensive clothes is an example of how our parents have a lasting influence upon us. I've made decisions throughout my life that have allowed me to live my life as I have chosen. And about the expensive clothes, the suit I am wearing this evening, I did buy on sale at 40% off, in case you wonder. But I must tell you that my mother is proud of me. She tells her neighbors that her son works where he can get those nice sturdy boxes for her that books are shipped in. So she has an inside connection and supplies her neighbors with these nice boxes as well. But graduates, do give some thought about your values as you move forward into high school. Remember that as you develop your values, you may find yourself at odds with your parents. I ask that you be kind to your parents and be understanding. They are trying to do the same with you. My son and I had one of those moments that required some understanding during the fall of his freshman year in high school. One morning while he was getting ready for school, he asked me if he could borrow one of my shirts. I hadn't realized that he'd grown enough to wear the same size as me and happily said, of course. I began to think it wasn't nice that he shared the same taste in clothing styles that I did. However, the shirt he selected from my closet was one that I hadn't worn for a while. Then my son asked if he could borrow a pair of shoes. Again, I told him yes. He picked a pair, again, that I hadn't worn for a while, but I didn't give it much thought. Then my son asked to borrow my black plastic frame safety glasses. I said yes, but I was somewhat puzzled. I asked him why he wanted to borrow the shirt, shoes, and safety glasses. And he said it was nerd day at school and he wanted to dress like a nerd. Obviously, my ego was certainly deflated, and obviously, he and I had different views of style. In addition to understanding, communication is another important aspect of making the process of developing your values less painful. My daughter and I had an experience that underscored the importance of this when she was in junior high school. She participated in track and field, she threw the discus, and ran in several running events. As a lot of you know, the field events are conducted first at the meets, followed by the running events. Sometimes I was able to get to the meets to see my daughter throw the discus, but other times the event was over by the time I arrived. Through the first several meets of the year, my daughter consistently finished third, but behind two of her teammates who finished first and second. Sweeping the discus event at every meet during the early part of the season was certainly exciting to them. After several meets with this kind of success, I arrived at the next track meet after the discus event was over and looked for my daughter to find out how the discus event had gone. She was very unhappy, and the only thing she said was, "We lost the discus." Trying to be an understanding and sympathetic parent, I told her that you can't always win, and you have to learn from the experience. My daughter became frustrated and said, "You don't understand, Dad." I told her that certainly I understood, that I had been on the losing end of many athletic competitions in my day, more than I care to remember, and that life is full of ups and downs, and this wasn't the end of the world. My daughter was even more exasperated and said, "You don't understand. The coach is mad at us and yelled at us." I then told her it was rather unfortunate that a coach would take this so seriously. There was just one meet, and that athletics are only a small part of the grand scheme of life. My daughter then lost her patience with me and said, "You don't understand, Dad. After the discus event, no one could find the discus. We lost the discus." I just said, "Oh." So do work on communication skills with your parents. As you move into high school, you will be making many decisions. Decisions about what classes to take, what activities to become involved in, and many others. Many of these decisions will begin to shape your life for the future. You are fortunate to live in a country where you have the opportunity to make these decisions. I traveled to the former Soviet Union 10 years ago and visited several schools there. The edges were given to these students. Their futures were determined by a single test at the end of 8th grade. You, on the other hand, have the opportunity to decide what classes you will take in high school, and going to college is always an option. One of the greatest features of the educational system in this country is the opportunity for everyone to go to college regardless of previous academic experiences or socioeconomic status and at any age. The community college provides this opportunity, and Illinois is a leader in education with the oldest public community college in the United States established in Illinois. You can enroll in a community college, study for 2 years, transfer to a 4-year college, and complete a bachelor's degree in 2 more years. In Illinois, community college students can take advantage of a program that in fact guarantees that all of their courses will transfer. There's even a website on the internet that shows how community college courses transfer to the public universities in Illinois. If you want to know how a community college's calculus courses transfer to the University of Illinois, for example, just log on to the site at itransfer.org. Approximately 40% of the students graduating this year from Illinois State University, Northern Illinois University, and Western Illinois University are community college transfer students. That's 40%. Another option would be to enroll in a non-transfer program at a community college to prepare for a job after 1 or after 2 years of study. There is still an opportunity to transfer to a 4-year college after completing a non-transfer program, and most of the credit earned at the community college in this non-transfer program will indeed transfer. Most of the educational systems in the rest of the world do not provide this kind of opportunity for students. Remember, graduates, you have many decisions ahead of you. Give some thought to what your values are and what direction you want to go. Who knows, in the year 2036, you may be speaking to a group of 8th graders as they graduate. Good luck to you, graduates. Thank you for listening.
My name is Tom Buck, and I am principal at Weathersfield Junior Senior High School. It is my privilege at this time to give some awards that we annually give to our 8th grade promotees. The first awards are the American Legion Citizenship Awards given to a boy and a girl that are voted on by the staff as being exemplary citizens in the junior high and the community. The winner for the boys in this 8th grade class is Andrew Detra. And the female recipient for this promoted class, Heather Looney. Each year we also provide awards that are given to students that achieve academically and are listed on our honor roll for the first 3 grading periods of our academic year. First recipient for the Principal's Academic Achievement Award is Candace Brown. Second recipient, Drew Dexter. Jonathan Estes. Chelsea Rashid. Ken Steiner. Kevin Decker. Andy Detra. Heather Looney. Victoria Pratt. Let's give these honorees another round of applause. At this time, I would like to call Janice McCleary, President of our Board of Education, with the help of Dr. Gary Harrison, Superintendent of Weathersfield, for the presentation of diplomas. Kenneth Steiner. Alex Benjamin Lehman. Josh McIntyre. Kevin Decker. Donald Ferns II. Jamal T. McClellan. Eric P. James Taylor. Andrew Cull. Jason Atkinson. Christopher Woolsey. Joshua McClymans. Bill Phillips. Ryan Sagmon. Sean Dalton Ray. Sean Puckett. Calvin Tucker. Ina Marie Puckett. Paige Matusik. Melanie Marie Killstrom. Kyra Lissette Trainer. Kelly Ann Dooley. Nicole Lene Werdeman. Andrea Seha. Amanda Jean Slover. Heather Lynn Looney. Maria Del Carmen Ramirez. Victoria Ann Pratt. Kaylee Joe Tomkevich. Holly Danielle Christian. Lisa Polvardi. Sasha Renee Hughes. Chelsea Rayhanna Rashid. Jamie Lynn Tanzillo. Corey James Norris. Ty Davis. Colby Horsley. Damian Ronald Swearingen. Shane Alden Costenson. Jason Gibbs. Andrew Curtis Detra. John Estes. John Peach. Drew Dexter. Samantha Jo Rizicki. Alyssa Ann Ryder. Carrie Luann Pearson. Amanda Gail Whitmer. Megan Kathleen Whippy. Allison Haley Gish. Kelly Patal Hannon. like to say a couple of things to you now about welcoming you to high school. I'd like to maybe build upon what Mr. Pfeiffer said about decision making. A lot of times in the school business, sometimes people talk about, well, that's a bad kid. And we have a saying here at Wethersfield that there are no such things as bad kids. There are kids that make bad decisions. And I will tell you this, that as you go into high school, you've already had decisions to make as you grow up, and you will continue to have decisions to make, not only what classes you're going to take, how you're going to approach your education, and what you may want to do the rest of your life. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do the rest of my life. But those kind of decisions you'll have to make. But beyond that, building on the values that Mr. Pfeiffer mentioned that you will develop in high school, you will have decisions to make such as, will I study for this test tonight, or will I talk on the phone with my boyfriend or girlfriend all evening? Will I decide to be a leader and not, or will I decide to follow the crowd?